Well, today I got my medal for building my new arch on my big gate down into the other field down there, and to build a gate and to build a little memorial thing for my parents to put their ashes under. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to try to unload it by myself. The tractor's down in the other field with the baler hooked onto it still. I had some issues with it, and the man's supposed to come today to work on the baler, so I didn't want to go get it and bring it back up here. So we'll do it with the old Honda. See if we can get it off without any serious injuries. Well, the first one came off without a hitch. It's right down there. We'll see if the second one comes out the same, and I'll try to video it. See how she does there. Also, without too much of a hitch. I got 6x6 by 120 for my archway around my gate. Okay, so on both of my keypad posts, here's the other one that doesn't have the box on it. I'll show you the one that does have the box after I get outside. On both of these posts, I welded a small little piece of square tubing like that, just because I'm going to cement these in the ground, but with that arm as leverage, I was kind of worried they might spin in the hole. So I welded this little block on each one just so that it would keep them from being able to spin in the hole. Okay, so I built my post for my inside the pan keypad. See that? Apologize for the dirty building. That's just how it is. So on the inside of the pan where the cows and horses live, I'm putting my keypad inside a box that's going to have a door on it, because I'm going to have a one push button, just any key button. I've read that you can do that on these. Push any key to get out, but I don't want the cows coming up and licking it and pushing a button and opening the gate. So I'm putting it inside this box that's going to have just a little hinged flap on it that covers it to hopefully prevent that. I did run into one problem. That problem is those two screws right there that you take out to screw this to the plate at the back. If I put that inside here, I won't have access to those two screws to put the thing on. So what I'm going to do is drill me a couple holes in the bottom that align with those two screws so that I can access them from the bottom. Okay, here's what I've got so far. I've got my archway, I've got my outside the gate keypad post. It's just been cemented in, so I'm not gonna wiggle it. And then I got my 2 fence posts for my pipe fence. One thing I've learned over the years is if you just hang a gate on one post, I don't care if you bury it 4 feet in the ground, over time the weight of the gate's gonna cause that post to lean. But if you support it with an archway and then have some pipe coming off, you can either go perpendicular off of it this way. I decided to go at about a 45-degree angle, which will still give me the stability holding the post up, but will offer a wider entry point, so if you're pulling a trailer in or something, you have a little bit bigger area to get in. I've mounted my Ghost Control box and my battery box up there. I got rid of their little things and put in some conduit connectors because I like the idea of having conduit better. And I mounted it high enough that my cows can't get to it. And tomorrow or Saturday we'll get the gate hung and the rails welded on in between here and over there, and it should be ready to test to see how she works. I still have to mount the solar panel. Here is the inside keypad. I wanted to have a one-touch keypad code for this one just to exit, but I was worried the cows would come lick it and open the gate for themselves, so I built a little box around there. It's going to have a flap that hinges down. I'm still slightly worried that they could lift up the latch or lift up the cover and hit a button and cause it to open, so I think I'm going to make it an actual code to exit. Also, the holes in this, the holes in the other keypad post, the holes that are holding up the battery box and the Ghost Control box, I just drilled a hole, had a 1/4 inch tap, tapped some threads into the steel posts and the steel plate, and thread a 1/4 inch bolt in there to hold it on. It seems like it works very well. Very solid. Okay, now I'm not suggesting anyone else do this, but I took out these, I also took off this just threads on the end there, helping to hold the thing together. Anyway, I took this off and took out these 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 bolts. They're just a little torch wrench head. Not sure what size, but it's that size right there. And I took out the little wire plug thing that's in there, and I replaced it with one of these watertight flexible conduit connectors, because again, mine is in a field with cows and I know my cows like to eat wire, and I'm going to try everything I can to prevent them from being able to eat that wire. So hopefully this works as I have planned in my head. I'll pretend like I'm going to pee. Okay. All right, hit the button. Okay, close it. show everyone how I did my Ghost Controls gate opener, so everyone can see how I did it. If they want to do something similar or change it up, that's fine with me. So first thing, I have cows in here, and they like to lick and chew on every single wire in the whole place. So I took apart the cover of the Ghost Control opener, took out their little plug, and put in a 1/2 inch conduit in there. I had to drill a 3/4 inch hole and put me a conduit connector in there so that I could have conduit that comes out, goes up. I took out the thing that came with it and drilled out a 3/4 inch hole here and here and put conduit in it also. I didn't want my wires chewed. This conduit comes over, and I cut off a little piece of a 1/2 inch pipe fitting and welded it, just tack welded it onto this thing here. And then my zombie lock over here, you can't see behind it, but behind it where the wire comes out, I put a rubber grommet in here, drilled me a 3/4 inch hole, put a rubber grommet, ran the wire through there, through my top rail of my gate, and out into this conduit right here, and up into the control box. Made a nice finished thing. I left a nice loop there so that it has room to swing with the gate opening. Then my battery box, same thing, conduit. I had to drill the holes out bigger. This is the fitting that comes with it. I couldn't do conduit up to the solar panel, but the cows can't reach up this high to eat it anyway, so I think it's going to be fine. So I left that little adapter that comes with it in there. These are my batteries. I put my screwdriver in that box in case I need it. And one thing I will say, if you use a similar technique to me, make sure that you drill this hole as far back in the box as you can, because you see I had to modify my cover. I'm worried that's going to leak some water in, so now that I've got everything set up, I'm just going to fill that with silicone, and hopefully won't have to access this too often, and if I do, I'll just silicone it again. But now that it's closed, I'll show you it opening. It opens rather nicely. Let me close it now, and I'll show you the zombie lock working. Really quite nice. It should slow down, pop open, and then well, here we go. See how she does. You can see the latch is closed in there. She comes back, come close to the gate. I have another video showing how I fixed the zombie lock that continued opening from collisions. Check it out.